When Nissan launched the original Qashqai and at the same time invented the crossover segment, it said it didn't need a traditional family car. Well, that was 7 years ago, and since then it's decided it was in fact wrong. It did need a traditional family car, and here it is, the new Nissan Pulsar. There's nothing that radical about the size of the Pulsar, but Nissan does boast that by pushing the front wheels as far forwards as possible and these back wheels as far backwards as possible, it's been able to create class-leading interior space. Sure enough, there is loads of room back here. Look at how much leg room and headroom I've got, and you can actually fit 3 across reasonably comfortably. Compared with something like a Peugeot 308, it's like a limo. Boot space is on a par with the Volkswagen Golf, which means it's also bigger than a Ford Focus. However, there are a couple of problems. First, these wheel arches really intrude quite a lot, which means you get a really strange shape at the back here. And second, there's a really high lip to lift your luggage over, and there's no false floor like you can get in rivals to level it off. This also means that when you fold the rear seats, you end up with a big ridge in the floor. What do we think of this dash then? Well, the controls are all nice and easy to understand and clearly laid out, and this colour between the dials here, which tells you all about fuel economy and the car's safety systems, is really good. That's a standard feature. There's also a reasonable, if not outstanding, amount of storage. You've got cup holders there and a big glove box actually. But these plastics are really quite nasty and hard and plastic, and the seats lack a bit of support. If I'm honest, the whole thing just feels a little bit cheap. Lots of room for families, but don't expect the quality fit and finish of a Golf. The Pulsar scores 8 out of 10 for space. And so we move on to what the Pulsar is like to drive. Sorry, but this car is dull, dull, dull. It's not that the Pulsar does anything particularly wrong. Look, you turn the steering wheel and it goes round corners, you press the throttle and it sort of speeds up, you press the brake and it slows down, but it's about as nondescript as they come. The body leans a bit in corners and the steering doesn't really weight up consistently when you go round corners. While the Pulsar might not be the most thrilling car to drive, it is very easy. Visibility is good. And you can have diesel or petrol engines. The petrol engine is actually £1,600 cheaper, so we'd go for that. Both models get a 6-speed manual gearbox, which has a nice light throw, but you can only have the automatic gearbox if you go for the petrol engine. Around town, visibility is good and the steering is nice and light, which helps make parking easy and also to redeem the Pulsar slightly. For driving, it gets a middle of the road 6 out of 10. In terms of price, the Pulsar isn't designed to take on the Golf head-on. Rather, it's aimed at the Toyota Auris, Vauxhall Astra and Kia Ceed. And even entry-level models are really well equipped with things like air conditioning and alloy wheels coming as standard. Nissan's warranty lasts for 3 years or 60,000 miles, which is beaten hands down by Kia and Hyundai. However, both petrol and diesel models are quite economical, averaging 55 to 78 miles to the gallon respectively in official tests, and that in the real world equates to about 40 to 60 miles to the gallon. For affordability, the Pulsar scores 7 out of 10. It's fair to say that Nissan has one of the most eclectic product ranges out there, from the GTR with its monstrously powerful engine to the electric Leaf and the genre-defining Qashqai and Duke. There are some exciting models to choose from. However, it also has some rather dull but worthy cars, such as the Micra, and I'm afraid that this Pulsar falls into that camp. It is a car for people who don't really mind what they drive, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in a class as competitive as this, the Pulsar is in danger of being overlooked. In the end, its roomy interior, generous specification, and the fact that it would no doubt slip into your life as easily and as forgettably as any domestic appliance help it to scrape an overall score of 7 out of 10. For more video reviews like this, please do click up here to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and when you've done that, why not click down here to go and have a look at the Telegraph Cars website.